Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. For last week's craft video, I made these fabric carrots, put them into a bundle and made them into bunny treats. And for today's video, I made them into a display. There's a lot to get through today. I've got a riser to make, or a stand, and then the bunnies and also the flower arrangements. So let's get straight into it. So for the stand, I'm going to be using one of the Poundland frames. These come without any glass in them, and I'm just going to take out the pegs and the pieces of paper, and then using a pair of pliers, I'm also going to pull the string out, so I've just got the frame left over. I'm then going to work on the legs, and I'm using a cardboard tube from the centre of some tin foil. They're nice and sturdy, these, and are great for crafts. And all I'm doing is measuring 4 legs at 3.5 inches in length. And once I've got my 4 sections marked, I'm just going to take a tape measure, wrap it around where my mark is, and then use a pencil to create a line, and then cut these out with a craft knife. Once I had my legs cut, I then removed the hook off the back of the frame. Now I could have left this in place and it's not going to be visible once I put the grass down on it, but I just thought instead of there being a little bump underneath the grass, it was best to remove it. So I just did that with a pair of pliers. And then the grass that I'm going to use to cover it is actually a table runner from Poundland, and I'm just going to lay this out, flip it over, draw around my frame, and then glue the grass to the top of the frame. And this made an awful mess when cutting it, but I did actually really like using this, and I've still got a bit left, so I'll keep some for other future projects. I'm then going to work on the legs, and I'm going to cover them with jute twine, and this is from Wilkinson's. It was £2.50 for 250 metres, which is an awful lot, and it'll last for so many projects. I'm going to start by adding a little bit of glue to the top of the leg, and then adding the twine around. I'm going to secure the first layer just with glue so it doesn't slip off the top. Then I'm going to wrap this around till I get about 3/4 of the way down, and I'm going to do this with all 4 legs. Then to finish off the legs, I've cut some strip of the table runner, and I'm going to glue this around the bottom of each of the legs, and then I can attach these to the frame using some hot glue. I then wanted to create some fabric bunting to go around the outside of the frame, so I'm just making a quick template on some white card. The size is 1.5 inches across the bottom, and then it's 1.5 inches high, and I'm just going to cut this out and then use this to draw around on my fabric. I'm going to use the same fabric that I made the carrots out of, the blue and white stripe fabric and the cream fabric, and I cut out 8 of each colour. Now that I have my bunting pieces cut out, I'm just going to add a piece of the striped fabric around the outside of the frame using a little bit of hot glue. Then to hide the raw edges of the fabric, I'm going to take some more of the jute twine and I'm going to glue this around the top of the fabric and the bottom of the fabric as well. I can then start to add my little triangles of fabric and create the bunting around the outside of the frame. And then to finish it off, one of my subscribers, Kate, sent me a box full of craft stuff last year and they had these little miniature wreaths in, and I've just unwound them and I'm going to stick some of the green leaves just over the top of where I've put the triangles to hide all the raw edges, and I'm going to do this all the way around and then we can start to work on some bunnies. I then created some templates using white card, which I folded over, drew out my shape and then cut them out. I want to have a family of bunnies and two of them are going to have flopped ears, so I just bent the ear at the top over to get the shape I wanted. Then using a cardboard box, I'm going to trace around my bunnies twice so that I've got two of each size so that I can glue these together and make them stronger. Once my bunnies were cut out, I also did some in the A4 white card as well. This is just to cover up the ridges in the cardboard so you can't see it underneath the fabric, and I'm just going to glue these together and add the white card on top. Once all my cardboard is glued together, I can start to decorate these now with the fabric. So I'm going to be using the same fabric that I used for the carrots and the bunting. Then I'm also using this Hessian sack, which was from Poundland in the Christmas section, and I'm going to do one in that fabric as well. Once my rabbits were covered on the front and back with fabric, I'm going to hide the cardboard around the sides now using some thick cream wool from B&M's, and I'm going to leave the bit at the bottom because that's where I'm going to be gluing it to the stand, and I'm just going to work my way around the edges of each of the rabbit with the wool. then for each of the rabbits, I'm going to do the same decoration for each, and I'm going to use some of this trim from B&M's. It's £3 a ball, and it's so soft, and I wanted to use this on my rabbits, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this around the neck. And then to finish them off, I'm going to add a paper white rose to each of the rabbits. I'm also going to add a little wooden embellishment, which are from the works. And then the last thing I'm going to add is a tiny little carrot, which are from Asda. They're little tree decorations, and that will finish off the rabbits. So now the rabbits are finished, I can add the carrots to the base, and then I can glue in my rabbits as well. And then the last thing to do is add some leaves and flowers, and I want to make it look like a country garden, so I want it to be quite full. So I'm just going to start by using the greenery that I've got. I've got some plants from Poundland which I've just taken apart, and some other bits and bobs left over from other projects. I'm going to do all the greenery first, and then I'm going to add some white gypsy grass and some white flowers to finish it off. And here's the end result. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's given you some ideas. It took me about 4 days to make in total. That's excluding the time it took to make the fabric carrots, so probably around about 6 days in all. I really like how the rabbits turned out. I think they look super cute. You could just make them on their own and have them scattered around your house. But yeah, I'm really happy with the end results, so I hope you've enjoyed. I will be back on Thursday with another video, so until then, take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye for now. Love you guys loads.